this evening. Inappropriate text messages gets one teacher in trouble. Attempted robbery leaves one dead. The AG says post-election violence ended after term limits were established. The archives says otherwise.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Friday, May 18th, 2018, and this online edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. I am Bibi Backus sitting in for George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. Attorney General Basil Williams claims that post-election violence has subsided for the most part since the institution of term limits. But Wendell Jeffrey tells us in this report that it may not be correct.
In 2001, 2006, 2011, 2015, none.
Guyana has long been plagued with the curse of post-elections violence. Those violent protests have caused severe disruptions in the country and have cost the economy tens of millions of dollars in damages and lost revenue.
You must remember Guyana, because we have always had post-election violence.
That was Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Basil Williams. Those prolonged periods of post-elections violence, especially the one after the 1997 elections, attracted the disbanding of that election and the reinstitution of new elections in 2001. Attorney General Williams, at his recent press conference, suggests that it was the introduction of presidential term limits which mitigated the reduction in the post-elections violence.
Because we have always had post-election violence until we introduced term limits.
The minister said that many have failed to realize this fact, and that once the presidential term limit was introduced, the violence stopped.
People don't realize that. Once the term limits were introduced, there was no post-election violence.
However, the Attorney General must have been speaking about major protests, or protests that were immediately and violently squelched by the PPP government, because in 2011, in a protest which took place after that year's elections, many persons, including retired Commissioner of Police Winston Felix, former Army Chief of Staff Edward Collins, Joan Bavagins, Attorney at Law James Bond, and about 7 other protesters were all shot with rubber bullets just off of Hatfield Street and Loiza Row.
In 2001, 2006, 2011, 2015, none. See, I must check the record, you see.
We at Channel 2 Headline News did check the records, and the records show that the victims of the 2011 shooting by the police are still waiting justice, even as the official probe seemed to have been shut down. For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Police in B Division have arrested the suspect in connection with the murder of 40-year-old Claude DeYoung of Mackenzie Linden, who was killed on May 10, 2018. 34-year-old Colwyn Author, called Cross-Eye, was arrested on Thursday in a house at Blairmont, West Coast, Berbice. DeYoung had shared a common-law relationship with Kerwin's wife following their separation. On the day in question, Author visited the woman's home and saw DeYoung there, which led to an argument. He reportedly left the scene and returned later that evening and supposedly killed DeYoung in a fit of rage. One teacher is in hot water, supposedly sending inappropriate text messages to a student. But Esther Sobers tells us that, according to the teacher, it was all a misunderstanding.
A teacher at a Georgetown secondary school is currently under investigation after he allegedly sent inappropriate text messages to one of his students, but he claims that he didn't do it. The teacher, who is in his early 20s, had only started working at the school during this past school term. While the incident happened about a week ago, Headline News was in receipt of the text in question. The teacher allegedly told the student, "I like you," because you're sweet and naughty, because I want you to send me a nice picture. I already told you why, and show me something, I'll show you. The student was uncomfortable with the conversation with the teacher as she told her friends and other teachers at the school along with family members. Quote, "So it was lunchtime and he came into my class. I stand up on the chair. He said, 'Is that your number?' He called it out. I said yes. He said, 'I'll call you.' I said, 'Text is fine.' Further in the messages, the girl also noted, then he kept watching me weird and stuff, asking me I'ma text him. Then Friday came, he started texting me like that." End quote. Headline News made contact with the teacher in question. When he was confronted about the messages, he repeatedly asserted that he didn't do it. Are these your messages? Mm-hmm. Look, it's right here. Because you are sweet and naughty. Because I am naughty, are you sending sexual messages to students?
No, it wasn't me.
Who was it?
It was one of my cousins. Is this thing Lily?
Nonetheless, the Ministry of Education has launched an investigation. Headline News will have more information on the case as details arise. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away, we have more news after the break.
For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoons has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Welcome back. A robbery on Durbin Street has left at least one dead. George Gonzalez has more in this report.
Gunshots rang out in Work-in-Rust this morning after a failed robbery attempt that left one dead. According to eyewitnesses, the incident happened around 10:30 this morning at a store at the corner of Durbin and Hardina Streets. One of the bandits, who goes by the name of Buddha, was shot and killed during the robbery. Based on information received, the now dead gunman and 2 others arrived at the store on motorcycles. They reportedly went in, but soon after gunshots were heard, followed by 2 men running away from the scene. Several hours later, it was reported that police shot and killed a young man in a yard on Bench Street. The police were pursuing the man when he turned around and allegedly fired shots at the officers, prompting them to shoot back. It has been suggested that the man that was killed may have been involved in the attempted robbery on Durbin Street. Nonetheless, the police are continuing to pursue the remaining bandits.
Thank you, George. The Guyana Oil Company has allegedly fired its finance manager, Uma Daniels. This was done after the reported disappearance of more than 56 million Guyana dollars. A source indicated that an internal investigation has been launched and the woman was asked to leave with immediate effect. Representatives at the Guyoil have refused to comment. According to the Attorney General, only the opposition leader is scared of the sedition clause of the proposed cyber bill. Wendell Jeffrey has more in this report.
I think what happened is that Jagdio is the only one in his party who is against that provision.
Section 18.1 of the Cybercrime Bill, commonly known as the Sedition Clause, is drawing fire to those who support it, and it seems like the debate is only now warming up. In his press conference earlier this week, the Attorney General Basil Williams said that he supports the law just as it is supported by the subject minister, Kemraj Ranjatan. Williams said that more advanced countries in the world have supported this clause.
I don't know about a lot of countries. We got that provision out of India, the largest democracy, and it's still the law of India, and it's also there in the Canadian law. But it repealed it in the 21st century. What it means? It can only mean that that country has reached a level of development in its society that enable them now to have other mechanisms and other institutions that could take care of persons who threaten the state.
The AG said that former President Jagdio is probably afraid that his behavior might run afoul of that clause.
And I could imagine, I would have loved to have seen his face when he read the words that look so similar to the words of the charge that he got from his performance at Babu John.
Williams posited that there were almost 2 years that the bill stayed in the Select Committee, and anyone could have made contributions, but no one did.
This matter was before the Special Select Committee, which I chaired for 2 years.
The Attorney General, who is also the Minister of Legal Affairs, said that several of the PPP top brass made up that committee, and not one of them proffered any objections to the bill in its original construct.
You had Madam Tashira, Rohi, Nanlal. I mean, I don't know about the job.
He said that he believes that it is only Jagdio who has a problem with the bill for obvious reasons.
I think that made him alarmed, but it never alarmed any of his members in the committee. So he's the only one alarmed.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Join us after the break for your weather report.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
The Ministry of Public Health presents Health Expo 2018 under the theme Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Starting Wednesday, May 30th to Saturday, June 2nd at the Sophia Exhibition Center. Catch the big opening night ceremony on Wednesday 30th from 17 hours and gates open from 15 hours to 22 hours daily except on Friday, June 1st at 10 a.m. for school children. Enjoy free medical and dental checkups, blood pressure and diabetes testing, nutrition counseling, and many more. Admission is absolutely free and the entire family is invited. Don't miss out.
Welcome back. Now for your 7-day weather forecast and bridge retraction schedule and foreign currency exchange rates. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube and our website Headline News Guyana. You can also tune in 6:30 Sunday morning for a rebroadcast and Monday evening at 7 for more news. For now, I'm Bibi Backer signing out from this newscast.
The Ministry of Public Health presents Health Expo 2018 under the theme Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Starting Wednesday, May 30th to Saturday, June 2nd at the Sophia Exhibition Center. Catch the big opening night ceremony on Wednesday 30th from 17 hours and gates open from 15 hours to 22 hours daily except on Friday, June 1st at 10 a.m. for school children. Enjoy free medical and dental checkups, blood pressure and diabetes testing, nutrition counseling and many more. Admission is absolutely free and the entire family is invited. Don't miss out.